Hello folks, this is Pawan. Today what we'll do is we will see how exactly industrial circuits, mainly the pneumatic circuits, work. Here I am taking the help of FluidSim P. P stands for pneumatics. With this help of FluidSim P, let me take you for the session of pneumatic circuits. For simplicity, what I am taking is I am taking very basic circuit with a sequence of A plus B plus A minus B minus. A plus B plus stands for expansion of cylinder A and cylinder B, and A minus B minus stands for contraction of what piston of cylinder A and cylinder B respectively. For any reference of these basics, you can refer to my earlier videos also. So right now what I'll be taking is I'll be taking two double acting cylinders A and B. Let us take here 1 and B. Let me zoom little bit so that it would be visible properly. This is my A and this is B. For this I have to keep the reference. I am double clicking it and I'll be going for edit labels. I'll name it as S1, the position would be 0, and S2, the position would be 100. I guess S1 is at 0, bottom dead center, S2 as top dead center. Meanwhile I have to refer here also as S3 as 0 and S4 as 100. I'm taking 100 because 100 millimeter is total stroke length. After that I'll be going for 5/2 direction control volts, or else basically these are called as DCVs, direction control volts. I'll just add these two over here, just select and attach. Now you people are being asked to show the same onto the diagram. Let me clear very clearly that whenever it is being asked in the question papers or you are supposed to write on the paper, make sure that last sequence of each cylinder should be in your diagram. Just keep this sentence in mind. I'll repeat, last sequence of each cylinder should be in the diagram, right? A minus and B minus are true. That should be depicted in your diagram. Let us start doing the same. Now what I'll do, I'll just double click this so that it's asking me whether this would be actuated manually, mechanically, yeah, pneumatically, right? I'll say it would be acting with the help of pneumatics, right? Both the ways. Even this side and this side would be acting with the help of pneumatics, right? What next? After this, I'll be adding the conditions. Conditions are these. So I'll be actuating this. So let us try to understand. If B minus is true, that is S3 is true, then only the next sequence of A plus can be achieved. So what I'll do is I'll select this and I'll say mechanically spring return OK. And here what I'll keep, I'll just double click this and I'll keep S3. This symbol means S3 is true, right? For this what I need a set of compressor and a sucker or else a source. So here from this diagram you can select a simple compressor and a source. This I'll keep here. A set of the same is required here also. Let me keep the same over here also. One would be at here, one would be here. Yes, then the set of the same is required. Again what I'll do, I'll make a copy of the same. You can keep for this also, compressor, a source, again the same compressor and a source. What next? Now we have given that if S3 is true, this position can be activated. For basics of all the valves, all the cylinders, single acting, double acting, 3 by 2 valve, 4 by 2 valve, 5 by 2 valve, 5 by 3 valve, 6 by 2 valve, rest of all, you can refer to my earlier videos in which I have explained in detail. Right? Now what we have done is, if S3 is true, that means if B minus has happened in the last case, earlier only, then we can go for A plus. So S3 is true, that why we can opt for going for A plus. Now this position is actuated, then in the mid the compressor is being actuated, so A plus will happen. Now after A plus I have to achieve what? I have to go for B plus. If S2 is true, then only I can go for B plus. So what I'll do, I'll make a copy paste and I'll see if S2 is true. If S2 is true, then only this has to actuate. So this position will actuate B plus. So here again I need a set of compressor and a sucker. In real case we have only one compressor and we have only one sink, and rest all would be in a parallel session to it. Now what I have, if S2 is true, then B plus can happen. After B plus, A minus should be actuated. A minus can actuate only if B plus has happened. If when I have a B plus, that means this position is not here but it is here, right? So now what I'll do, I'll make this as S4, which indicates if S4 is true, then I can go for A minus. I'll actuate this over here, and again I'll keep a set of compressor and a sucker over here, and I'll just keep it. Right, now what has happened? A plus, B plus, A minus happened. Once A minus is done, I have to go for B minus. So S1 is true. If S1 is true, then only I have to go for B minus. So I'll attach this over here, and again a set of compressor and a sucker over here. A plus, A minus. It should be S1, right? But if you make a point over here, as soon as I run this circuit, it will start doing the process of A plus, B plus, A minus, B minus without any my concern. So for that, what I can do is I can make control over here, making copy and paste of the say 1 3 by 2, in which I'll make compression over here, and I'll keep a sucker over here, but here instead of mechanical I'll make it manual. If I keep this push button, it would be for one cycle. If I want to make it continuous cycle, I have to use this push button with detent switch. Again, you can refer to my earlier videos for all this basics. So now what I'll be using, I'll be using one push button with spring return. Now what happens, once I click push button, then only circuit would start. You can just have a look at, see, once I push it, S3 is true, that's why it goes here, A plus, S2 is true, so it goes for B plus. Once B plus is true, S4 is true, S4 is true, it goes for A minus. Once A minus is true, S1 is true, so again it will go for B minus. Let us have a look at for animation of the same. I am pressing it. Yes, it's working properly. We can go for step by step. In the step by step video, what I can do, I can just press it. See, now you can see a blue line wherein it's making this possible to move the air from here to here. In the next step, it has moved. You can see here, say this position has shifted. Now air would move here. It moved and S1 has been position का S2 तक आ गया. Meanwhile, make a point that as it is a spring return, this has got position shifted. In the next segment, again S2, as S2 is true, this makes position over here. So B plus happens, A plus, B plus. As B plus is true, we have to go for A minus. Let us have a look at, yes, S4 is true. So A minus has been achieved. After A minus, it will go for B4. B minus, CS1 is true, then it will go for B minus. Just in a glance, if I click it, A plus, B plus, A minus, B minus, it is for single cycle. If I want to make it a continuous cycle, instead of push button, I'll be using push button with a detent switch, in which detent switch acts as in until and unless I press it again, it won't come back, or else it would be in the same position. Let us see. You can make out a point here. Until I press it, it keeps on doing the same thing of A plus, B plus, A minus, B minus. I hope this has cleared your doubts in regards with pneumatics. Guys, please be in touch so that by next time we can go for some more electro pneumatics, and we will see some more pneumatic circuits in which A plus, B minus, A minus, like these circuits are being asked. Thanks a lot.